I get told all the time how impossible it is to set boundaries as a teacher. And yet, I found myself surrounded by a group of teachers doing exactly that. These are the teachers committed to educating and rejuvenating. And I got them together and asked them just a few questions. One of them is, what's one thing you did this year that actually changed something for you? And I recorded their answers. I think you're going to get something out of this. Welcome to Educate and Rejuvenate, the podcast to help you revitalize your teaching, renew your spirit, and reignite your passion for life. I'm your host, Kelsey Sorensen, a former teacher, current homeschool mom, published author, and certified life coach. Whether you are a teacher in a traditional classroom, homeschool from your kitchen table, or anywhere in between, I am on a mission to help you not only survive as an educator, but thrive. Get ready to uplevel your skills with incredible insights from guest experts and discover the missing piece, rejuvenating yourself. Are you ready to both educate and rejuvenate? Let's go. Hey friends, welcome to the podcast. Today I am sharing a panel that I hosted at our live summer refresh earlier this month. And I found myself I invited a group of teachers who I have personally worked with and love to come on a panel and share what has worked for them this year. Teachers and a homeschool mom in the trenches with you, sharing what actually worked for them this coming year. One thing they did, a boundary or a change that actually made a difference. This wasn't scripted. I didn't tell them what to say other than giving them the questions, just their honest answers. And I think there is a good chance that you're going to resonate with at least one of these incredible women, whether or not you're in the exact same situation. Someone talks about learning to leave work at work. Someone else talks about letting a hard day be a hard day instead of carrying it home. Someone finally talks about saying no to things that used to be an automatic yes without thinking about it. So see if any of it sounds familiar. And by the way, all of these teachers also happen to be members of the Educate Rejuvenate Club. So if you've ever wondered what kind of teachers you'd be actually connecting with there, this is a good little taste of that. And also, like I've said on the podcast the last couple of weeks, you're likely listening to the audio version. That is where the majority of our listeners are, and we love you for it. Audio podcasts are great, and we're always going to continue to support that. But we do have the video of this podcast available on YouTube and, my favorite, inside the Educate and Rejuvenate app, where there are lots of other fun, free things for you, including if you turn on notifications, you'll get free little pick-me-ups that it's not just a once-a-week podcast to help lift you up, but a little thought, a little quote that will help get you through the week. So download the app, turn on notifications, watch the video versions of the podcast that are going to start coming. But otherwise, for now, continue listening on audio if that's what you prefer. No, we will continue supporting that always. With that, let's get into the panel. Love seeing all of your beautiful faces. Okay, so let's dive in. So we're going to do very quick introductions. So if each of you can say, my name is your name, I teach or homeschool this, and I mean, I guess that's basically it, or where you live. So, and we can just, I don't know if we all see the same screen or not, actually. Jen, do you want to kick us off?
Sure. I'm Jen. I live in Northern California and I homeschool. So my kids will be in 5th grade and TK next year, and they're also both neurodivergent. So we got that layer.
And then just feel free to chime in when you're on the panel, if you're on the panel.
My name is Andrea.
Yvonne.
Oh.
Go ahead, Yvonne.
My name's Yvonne, and I am in Pennsylvania. I teach at a small charter school, and I teach 6th grade math, and I also homeschool my own kids. I have one that's going to be in 8th and one that is going in 6th.
There's the hand finally.
Okay, should I say names? Would that be easier than chiming in?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, Chris. We'll do Chris, then Vanessa, then Andrea, then Gloria. That's the order I'm seeing you in now.
Okay.
It keeps moving.
All right. So I'm Chris. I'm in San Diego, California. I teach intervention now. I'm at a K-8 school in San Diego. So over the years, I have taught most of the grades between kindergarten and 8. And my son now is out of the house. He's 22. So now he's out of the house, and I have a 3.5-year-old grandson. So I get to babysit. But I do remember the days when I was teaching a kindergartner, teaching a kindergartner and living with the kindergartner. And then when I went up to middle school, he was in middle school. So I've lived that. So I know how that is. Just not having to do it now, but I've been there.
My name's
Okay.
Vanessa. I teach first grade in a small district in Wisconsin, in Winneconne. It's the same district I graduated from. And then I also have 2 kids. Oliver just turned 8 and he finished first grade with me last year. He wasn't in my class, but first grade. And then my daughter is 4 going into 4K next year.
My name is Andrea. I am from Montana. I'm going into my 20th year of teaching. This year I am teaching second grade. I did kindergarten for 9 years, data intervention specialist for 2 years, and where am I at now? This is my 9th year in second grade. I have 2 kids and 2 grandbabies.
I'm Gloria Phillips. Is it going? And
Yeah, you're going.
I teach pre-K. I've been teaching 30 years, and I love teaching, and I love my children. And all of my children are grown up, and I am a grandmother of 2 years.
And then Christy, you can go too. We didn't have you unmuted until now, so go for it.
All right, I'm Christy Patton. I teach in London, Kentucky, and I teach 5th grade social studies and ELA. And this year I'm hoping to have a partner that will help me teach social studies. As in most districts, especially in Kentucky, social studies is tested at a 5th grade level. And if you don't have a co-partner with you, you're kind of on your own in that subject area, which makes it hard where you're departmentalized if you're responsible for the majority of those test scores for social studies.
Amazing. Thank you all for introducing yourself. I think just due to time, we'll do questions 2 to 4 on the document, since I feel like 1 and 2 kind of go together. So question 2, I want each of you to share and one thing that you've done this year, whether that's a boundary or something else that has actually changed something for you. And then we can just go in that same order we went in. Do we remember the same order though?
I'll start because I think I
Okay,
went
Jen
first
can
last
start
time.
again.
Wait, sorry. Which question are we answering?
Oh, just one thing you've done this year that actually changed something for you,
Oh, yes.
whether that's a
So,
boundary or something else.
I had to give myself permission to put things on the back burner. We had a really rough year. My mother-in-law had a stroke, so we became part-time caretakers. My husband was bullied by admin all year long. He's also a teacher, but in the classroom. And my daughter started preschool. And so I kept trying to do everything that I had done before, and actually ended up coaching with you, Kelsey. And I decided to let certain things go. My house isn't Monica clean anymore. And I had just launched my business as a professional organizer and actually intentionally stepped back. So I'm not growing. I have a couple of clients and I'm slowly writing, and that's enough for now.
Love
And
that.
I know that I can pick those things back up later if I want to, but for right now, this season, I need to focus on family.
Amazing. And remember, who went next last time? Was it Chris or Yvonne?
I think there was someone before me, I think.
Was that me?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Actually, I made monumental changes. It wasn't just one thing. It was rather monumental because for my whole career, I was a cyber school teacher. So last year was my second year in a physical classroom, and I'm actually in a school that's massive behaviors, and it was really hard. So last summer I attended 4 different PDs. This one was included, and I like this one a lot because it wasn't just focused on things that we're doing in the classroom, but it was the taking care of the self. And I really had loved last year the one training. She was talking about food, and I don't know, it was a really great training. And so I take this tiny little container into work that has 3 little slots, and I'll put like cheese. What else do I do? Cheese, a vegetable. I forget what else. Cheese and something. I don't know. The teachers say it's my rabbit food, but that's the snack that gets me through the day so that I'm not eating all that crap that I ate before. The other most monumental change was the classroom management plan that was written. Linda actually was one of the speakers this week for that. That's where I
Yeah.
got that. I have a membership with her too. It was the most amazing thing. And actually, I think that is more important than teaching because you can't do anything without that. So I think that's it. Is that all I wrote? Yeah.
She wrote it down.
I wrote it down.
I love how you wrote it. We're all so different, right? There are
I
probably
did
other
too.
teachers on this panel that were like, what was the question again? You know, like, whatever you
Oh,
Okay.
and I did a coaching call as well last year, and that
Yeah.
call actually stuck with me. I don't know if you remember, Kelsey, I was a hot mess. It stuck
We always
with
feel
me.
like it, but
It wasn't a mess. I was a hot mess. That stuck with me for months, and
oh,
I
good.
ended up being more open to my math coach. And so now my instruction has elevated, and I'm learning to let go of they don't know how to do this, they don't know how to do that, because there's nothing I can do about that. But also, what was I gonna say? I don't remember what I was going to say, but it was awesome because everybody was supportive as well. And so that's, I think, one of the biggest things about the membership is you can go back and listen to all the coaching calls. So there's always something in there that's helpful.
Thanks, Yvonne. I love listening to the coaching. I like in both, like I re-listen to the coaching in our membership, but then in the other ones I'm in too, just hearing other people get coached, it's crazy like how much you can learn from just that too. I agree. Okay, I think we went in a weird order because
Yeah,
Christy
Chris.
was actually at the end. So it was Chris now.
Okay, so one thing that had really changed, or a change that I made, a boundary that I put in for myself. I stopped going in on weekends because
Yay.
yeah.
That's a good one.
You know, I was in this place where now that I didn't have a kid at home to take care of, and I had taken on a new position being an IRT. So I really could just start spending all of my time on school, and it had really overtaken everything. And, the more I kept taking on, the more it just kept being piled on me. And yet the more I just kept questioning everything I was doing, and I was just losing all of my confidence. So I started putting in those boundaries, and I stopped going in on weekends. And I started doing some things that I wanted to do that kind of forced me to leave a little bit earlier during the week. I took up line dancing with my teacher BFF and my outside school
Yes.
BFF. So we took up line dancing, and I also took up a midweek Bible study class again, so that I would be forced to leave at a decent time during the week. And it's just things that I used to do that were just part of me, like not being a teacher, because I kind of forgot who I was besides being a teacher. And so I put those things back into my life. And I went through a whole school year without getting handed an ease packet. Yes, the and, exactly, live in the and. And I got through a whole school
Got
year.
these stickers. I see both of you have them. That's so fun. I should have them on. I don't know why I don't have them right now.
My other cup does. But I got through a whole school year without an ease packet handed to me, because the previous year I was handed 5 of those packets by 5 different admin people throughout the year. And that was a new record. I don't think any other teacher was handed so many of those in one year. So my goal this year was to kind of, fly under the radar and not get handed an ease packet. If you don't know what that is, that's what they hand you when, they think you need professional mental help or something, when they think you're like losing it. It was a really tough year for me. So I wanted to just get through and not get handed an ease packet. And I did. See, because this club is really better than therapy. I keep saying it really is. So there we go.
There we go. Okay, Vanessa.
I would say the 2 things I did this year was setting the boundary to leave school on time, which was helpful because I had to pick my daughter up from her school at a certain time. So that helped me stick to that boundary. And the other one would be let it go. I had a student this year whose behavior, like, it was no. Anytime I told her what, she would want to do it and she would tell me no. So I just had to let it go. And if she was sitting in the classroom and I was teaching the other 20 students and I was teaching the other 20 while she was in the corner, at least she could hear what I was saying. And my teacher bestie's in here, so she can attest to that. I would probably sometimes go and just sit in her room after the day, and if it was a really rough day, and just try and let it go. And if I didn't quite get all my prep done that day, that's okay. It's what I needed. And just start again the next day and kind of just let all that bad stuff just kind of go.
Yeah. Thank you, Vanessa. Okay, Andrea, we're gonna move quick because I know we're running a little over time in general, but also I love hearing from you all. And again, the PD certificate is not like a huge long thing at the end of the recap. I promise. I'm not like trying to like hold you hostage or anything. So Andrea, go for it.
It'll be super quick. I think one thing, I am terrible at scheduling, and that has been one of my things that I think I've asked like numerous times, like, I need a schedule. I need to find that time for me, because this is not me world. It's everybody else's world, and I'm just lucky to be in it. But one way that I was able to do that was actually from last year's conference with the board teachers and their book club. Introducing
so
to Frida McFadden. Shame on them. Anyway, I ended up going and buying the teacher, and ever since, I think it was probably August when I bought that, and I think I have just nonstop picked up books, whether it was Colleen Hoover, Frida McFadden, any other kind of mystery thriller. That has been my way to do care for myself and find that time for myself, because I'm either at school or I'm driving or I'm doing baseball or football or wrestling, and I find those little tidbits for me to go in. And because I am usually not always available for this calls, I have them all scheduled in my calendar, and I get the notifications for when they come, and I get really disappointed because I'm like, oh, I can't do it. Bummer. Sorry. That's where the replays come into effect. But I was able to find that time where I could schedule for myself. It was not always at the same time, but I always found that time to sit down and engulf myself in a book. And then I was able to take that love of Frida McFadden from the board teachers, their little book club, and
yeah, they're so
with
fun.
some of my coworkers that have now become Frida McFadden fans as well.
So fun. I love that. Okay, Gloria
Right.
and then Christy.
Okay, I quit staying at school, and I learned through the conventions when I started that it was just too much to stay, and I was burned out, and I really was going to quit teaching. And I've been teaching 35 years, 30 years, and I found that through the training and the classes and the coaching calls, I found my ground so that I could go back into the classroom. And I do walk away. There's a lot of things that aren't done, but they don't own me after contract hours. That's how I just kind of laid the line. And on the side, I ride my bike. I'm gardening. I'm making a fairy garden now, and and it's not easy. It's not easy, but with this company, everybody who is not in the company has showed us how to separate the two, how to find your life, how to find teaching life, and how to go forward, because I think we all want to say yes to everything that everybody asks us to do, and it's just not possible. And especially if you're raising a family, it's very difficult. And I don't have a family, but I have a husband, and we have places to go and people to see, and they just can't have my time anymore. So, but I learned it all from here.
Oh, Gloria, I love everything you're sharing here. Also, I'm seeing everybody put in the chat, Gloria's mic drop there. They don't own me. So good.
They
Okay,
don't.
Christy, you're up. Oh, I can't hear you now. Did I mute you? What happened? There we go.
Thank you. I have learned to not take everything home with me. I would take a big bag, and plus, we would get home. I would have my 8-year-old's homework we would get done. And I just finally said, when we get home, it is mom time. And I would take my Chromebook just in case, there was something I would need to work on after he went to bed. But that really seemed to help. And I just felt like that, given that time for my son was very important, and it's time you can't get back.
Yeah. So important. Thank you, Christy. Okay, I'm going to combine 3 and 4 with a little twist too to kind of merge them together, because again, I know we're short on time. So what I would love for each of you to share, very just brief and quick, but all of you at one point made that decision to join us in the club, and you likely had things come up like, oh, I don't have the time, or I don't have the money, or all the things that are likely going on in other people's brains right now about whether or not they should join us. So maybe tell everybody what that was for you, like what it kind of was like. Was it hard to make the decision to join? And then what has come from that decision?
So for me, it was definitely finances. My husband is a classroom teacher, and he's our sole source of income because I'm homeschooling the kids. So I'm not gonna lie, it was a stretch, and we ate ramen for a little bit, but it was totally worth it for me. I've learned so many new tools, especially the cohort groups this year have been amazing. But even more than that, I have a community of people that I can go to for support, and coaches who can help me when I get stuck. Homeschooling can be lonely. Both my kids are neurodiverse, and that can be very lonely, because a lot of people aren't in that world. But I always have my people that I can come to. I've been a member for 4 years, so some seasons I'm really active in the club. Others I'm mostly catching replays and using the resources, but I know the group is always here when I need to come back. And the community has helped me through tough stuff like life things with my mother-in-law, with other family, special needs stuff, just general education stuff, like why can't I get this kid to write? He acts like he will die. Um, things like that. There's always somebody in the group who can help you out, and it's a really diverse group. We have classroom teachers, homeschool teachers, paraeducators, we have veterans and rookies, but everyone is warm and welcoming and kind and gets along, and it's just mutually respectful and encouraging. And been homeschooling for 7 years, but this was the first group where I called myself a teacher. And that was just that dignity of, yeah, I am a teacher, has been really
Yeah.
special.
Yes, you are. And I saw a question because you mentioned the cohort groups. So with that, what she's talking about is that guided coaching experience. I called it that because cohort groups was like the wording was a little confusing, but really it was we came together and learned on a specific thing each month.
Lots of special
Um,
topics. I saved all the
yeah, and we
stickers.
got stickers each month for participating. That will we'll continue that. Or if not, it would be something even better. So we're gonna do like a survey, but I think we all love stickers. I think that might need to continue. So okay, but
Yeah, I
for
need a
lack of
second set for my daughter, so
okay, well, guess what? If you do the survey we're gonna send out next week, you'll be set. So all right. Was it Chris or Yvonne who's next?
Yvonne.
Okay.
For me, it was the money because, well, I'm single. So that was an issue. Sometimes I don't have enough, but once I pay it in the month, it starts over again. So sometimes I'm late on my payment, but I always pay it because this is different in that you actually use it, and there's stuff all throughout the year. You have the book clubs, you have the master classes. The winter retreat is one of my favorites that I look forward to because it's a nice way to kind of start again fresh when you go back.
Mhm.
So it
We'll be
was
doing it
definitely
again.
the money, but it's awesome. I enjoy it a lot.
Okay, Chris, I think it's
Oh,
you
okay.
with our weird
Um,
ordering.
okay. All right. Well, I have kind of a different sort of story, and I love to tell this story. I hope this is okay. I had kind of a tough year, my first year as an IRT, as the intervention teacher. I had already been a teacher for 26 years, and then just a regular classroom teacher, and then I took the job as the intervention teacher. And I was kind of surprised because I was at the same school and all these teachers who had always been my colleagues, my friends. But when I became the intervention teacher, it was like it kind of changed. And, all these teachers that I had already, always been friends with and colleagues with, there was like this shift. And all of a sudden I didn't feel like I was part of the team anymore. It was just kind of strange. It was a very kind of lonely year. And I was questioning all these things, like doubting my teaching abilities all of a sudden. It just felt off. And when that year ended, during the summer, I really wanted to go to this particular conference for Christian teachers teaching in public schools. And I was just really called to go to this conference. And I had been saving the money to go to this conference. And the conference itself wasn't that expensive. It was just a one-day conference. But the big expense was that the conference was in Kentucky and I'm in California. And I had all the money to go, and I had the money, to take someone with me because I have a seizure disorder, which that's another long story. It's from not taking care of living in chronic stress, which is why this is so important. And I had a service dog at the time, but he was getting much older and couldn't fly with me. So it was really important that I had someone to travel with me. But my husband was recovering from a stroke, so he was not able to fly with me. So I asked every single one of my friends. Nobody was available to travel with me because it was summer. Everyone else had other plans. I was even asking, like, I would meet random people, random teachers in grocery stores. I was so determined to go on this trip. I could not get anyone to go with me. I mean, I would meet a teacher and I would be like, hey, I've got this conference. Would you go with me? I mean, it was crazy. I could find no one. And I was praying over it. I'm like, I don't understand why no one will go with this go with me to this conference. Well, I ended up canceling the whole trip. And so I had a little bit of this extra money, and that conference was at the exact same time as the summer event 3 summers ago now. So because of that, I ended up joining in on the the virtual event, and it was exactly what I needed. And I was just so just enthralled, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I need. This is the community I need. And I was just glued to it. I'm just so captivated. And so I became a lifer on the spot. I was like, this is what I need. And so I jumped right in. And so the money I would have used for that trip, I instead invested in becoming a lifer. And I just continue. I try to make any of the workshops and the coaching calls that I can. I try to go because I look forward to those the most, unless there's some other school event or something I have to do. But it is the very best thing. So God knew what I needed. And coincidentally, had I gone to that conference and been on that flight coming back, that was when that weird Microsoft shutdown thing happened and all the airports there closed. And I would have been so like unnerved because I hate flying, and I wouldn't have had my service dog with me. So God knew all along I was not meant to be anywhere near airports on that day. And I was supposed to be, in this group instead. So that's why it all happened the way it did. And I'm so blessed. And then of course, the next year with the death of my dog, you all got me through all of that. And I was also, I became a better friend for meeting my teacher friend as well. I was in a better space to be a friend for someone.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Chris, for sharing. Oh, no, you're good. Thank you for sharing that story. We have some people asking about what lifer is. So when Chris joined a few years ago, we had a lifetime option that was open. Right now, it is not open right now. We open it on occasion, and it is only open to current members. So if you want to know when you'd have that opportunity, you would just join either as a monthly or an annual member now. Okay, so Vanessa, you're up. Oh, you're muted though. Ask to unmute. There we go. I was like, wait.
Okay, there we go. I would say it's always been a financial thing for me, whether I could or could not do it. But I did the first conference 5 years ago now, I think. And I really liked it. I loved it. I saw all of the different resources that were available then. And so I decided to join the monthly. And kind of like Yvonne said, I would pay some months, and then I would take some months off, and then I would pay for some months. But I would just remember the months I was in, I felt like a better mom, a better teacher. I was just more calm. I would let those things go. I was listening to the meditations or the coaching calls. And I think that's what really hooked me, or why I wanted to be here, was more of the coaching than the resources. I still use the resources sometimes, but it's really the coaching that I come back for all the time. And even when I'm not personally getting coached, because a lot of times I'm listening while putting my kids to bed or doing those different things, it's just all of the different people being coached that I can hear and feel those same experiences and can still learn from, even when I'm not the one that's personally being coached. But I just know those months when I wasn't in the club or wasn't using all of the resources they have were the months where I just didn't feel myself. But when I would be here and in it, I felt different. I also felt like a better friend and a better teacher partner, because I could take what I learned and turn it around and talk to my friends and be like, wow, what really happened? Or can you think about this? So that's helped me a lot too, as part of being in my team. I have a team of 7 with me, and just being able to talk with them sometimes and being able to get them out of their negative mind space because of the things I've learned in the club.
I love everything you shared there, Vanessa. You're all so amazing, and I just love being surrounded by so many incredible educators. Okay, we are running short on time, so we have Andrea, and then Gloria, and Christy. I think we might have lost her. I don't see her anymore. But Andrea, did it have everyone? Oh, I think there was some sound happening and everyone got muted. I think that's what happened. So we're going to ask to unmute again. There we go.
Again, I'll be super quick. So something that is actually different in my life from when I first joined, I did the monthly, or maybe it was the every 3 months. I think it was the 3-month one. So since then, and then turning into a lifer, something that I have definitely been able to do is have some patience. I think with all the coaching calls and things that either I have rewatched or else have been not a participant in, but a viewer, is just learning the patience. Patience has been huge because I'm usually just a really reactive kind of person. So I definitely can take a step back now and be patient and listen. And one of my favorite parts about the club is definitely the summer and the winter refreshes, because there's just a whole bunch of different things. My favorite is the breakout rooms. We are actually doing a PD for our school district this year, and they are doing something very similar through, I think it was called like Global PD, that does the breakout sessions. So I was super excited that they were also kind of going to be using that kind of format, because I think it's super helpful. Like you kind of pick and choose, and then also having those options to have a replay. So I really do appreciate the club and the time that you put into it. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Andrea. Okay, Gloria, I think you're last, because I think Christy maybe had to hop off.
Okay. I didn't have a lot of money, so it was a struggle to decide whether I would do it monthly or quarterly. And so I pinched, borrowed, saved, and when you offered a lifer, I put it together. And that I just said, I might as well just jump in and have it all. I'll never have to worry about paying for it, or if I have enough money. And I work in a preschool program, so therefore I barely make what a kindergarten teacher makes. And I felt that it was very helpful to just be done. I also use the scheduling you give us, and I put it into the calendar. I put it into my phone, and I make myself stop, and I make myself attend all the classes. And I think that's why I have come so far, and I understand where I am, what I need to do, where I'm going, and what to let go. And I don't let the school or any other teacher take the time, unless I want to be with them. That would be different. But I just do my time with my kids. And if a teacher wants to talk to me and I have time, great. If not, I'm like another teacher. We can talk tomorrow. I've got to get going. And I set a timer at the end of my shift of my contract hour, and I get in the car and go home. Oh, you're unmuted.
Thank you
Kelsey,
so much, Gloria.
Okay.
Am I unmuted now? Can you all hear me?
Yes, you can.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for being on this panel and sharing from your heart and sharing how this community, all of us together, have made such a difference in each of your lives over the past year. I totally love these panels because this proves that this is something that real teachers are doing. And I know what you might be thinking. I know so many people, so many of us, we're easy to pick, oh, well, that's great for them, but I can't do it because insert whatever reason. Like, it's not possible for me because, but they weren't necessarily in a better position. A lot of them were going through a lot of really hard things too. I talked to teachers going through hard things all the time. And yet it is that moment where you decide to create that space between stimulus and response. And if you're here listening to this podcast, I know that that is truly something that you want. You want to be more present. You want to be able to come back from a hard day instead of letting it steal everything. You want to be able to connect with other educators who are doing it as well. And you want a coach and support to help you to find your blind spots and things that you might not notice otherwise. And that is really the design behind the club. I believe there are 3 things that help change actually stick. And if you tried something before and it didn't have all 3, then that's totally not your fault. You need a guide, someone trained to see the patterns you can't see in yourself and coach you through them, a community, people who get it and are in your corner when things get hard, and the tools, the kind of self-coaching tools that work even when the coaching community aren't right there with you. You need to learn those tools so you can use them and apply them on your own time. And we've got all 3 of those for you in one place inside the club. So if you are even just the slightest bit curious about what the club might entail, if you love this podcast and you missed it, and when it came back, you're like, oh my goodness, I'm so glad it's back. There's so much more waiting for you in the club. So go to educateandrejuvenate.com/join to learn more about the club. And either way, I will see you soon here on the podcast. Thank you for joining me on Educate and Rejuvenate the podcast today. If you love what you heard in this episode, be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And if you're hungry for even more, be sure to check out the book that I wrote. It's called Educate and Rejuvenate, a 3-step guide to revitalize your teaching, renew your spirit, and reignite your passion for life. It takes everything you learn here on the podcast and that I teach our members inside the Educate and Rejuvenate Club into a guidebook you can refer to again and again. One of our early readers said it was like clarity for her brain. Plus, it's not only a book. With your purchase, you'll get a full PDF guide with exercises and links to videos and more so that you can not only consume but apply everything that you learn. If you're ready to make Educate and Rejuvenate not just a podcast you passively listen to, but a lifestyle that you put into action, it's time to grab your copy on Amazon today. Or head to educateandrejuvenate.com/book to read the first chapter and the introduction today.